Welcome to my new viewers, to my subscribers, welcome back. My name is Mike. This is my channel where I look at, review, and try different craps strategies. Thanks for joining. Okay, this morning I'm going to try something a little different. I've got two screens on my window. I've got the Crapsy simulator on the left, or the major part of my screen, and on the right I have a Word document. And what my intent here is to try to show the strategy that I'm going to play and show the summary of the strategy and leave that on the screen while we're playing the strategy, just for reference or to remind what do we do in certain situations, etc. And just to try this, I'm going to play the very, very basic strategy from Casino Quest. And I can see a misspelled word already. And that strategy is probably 5 years old. It's called Double Tap. I found the original, well, maybe not the original. I found a very old video where David explained this strategy basically for beginners. And it's very, very simple. He actually explained it on a $5 table, which we probably won't be able to find anymore. But anyway, let me go over it real quick. We'll roll it out. And I want to see how good the quality of the text is, because it is pretty small. I want to make sure it's legible, and to also find out if this is something that might be of value when I put my videos up, if I can actually put the text version of the video and explain how the video is supposed to play. So let me just slide this over a little bit, get that centered. Okay. So I created this morning in a Word document, and I am using PowerPoint as my recording. So I am still recording. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up the free version of Crapsy. Let's go to the low roller bubble craps, $500 bankroll. Excuse me. So I'm going to start off with the basic double tap without any variations. I'm going to try to play it exactly the way David explained. Basically, the way it works is let's go ahead and set it up. So you're going to play $10 on the inside. That will look like this: $10 on the 5 and 9, $6 on the 6 and 8. I'm going to turn those bets off, and we're going to go ahead and get an initial point set with the come out roll. Now let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. All right. So the point's a 9. We mark the 9. So basically what we're doing here is we're looking to hit an inside number. These all will pay $14. We take the money from that first hit, $14, and depending on whether it's a 5 and 9 or a 6 and 8, we either power press by dropping an extra dollar or an extra $5, I think it is, to go up to 25 on the 5 and 9, 30 on the 6 and 8. So if a 9 rolled right now, the point would be hit, but the puck would go off, but the $10 bet on the 9 would pay 14. 14 plus 10 is 24. We'd drop $1 to make it 25, and then we would press that, or power press that number 9 up to 25. If an 8 hit, that would also pay 14. 14 plus 12 is 26. We would drop $4 and power press that up to 30. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can get this to work. Let's try to hit an inside number. There's a 6. There we go. So the 6 pays 14. Okay, so that's $26 if you take the 14 plus the 12. We'll drop an extra 4. We'll bump this, or we will power press this up to 30. Let's just power press that up to 30. Okay. If the second hit, if the 6 hit, if the first number that hits, in this case the 6, hits again, This 6 will pay 35. We will collect all of that and then regress down to the initial bet. If we hit the 9 or the 5 2 times, the first hit will go to 25. The second hit will go to 28, I believe, and we will then regress back down to $10. And you should have enough money in your rack now to cover your initial setup, which was $44. If you hit 3 numbers without hitting any of them twice, so if we hit the 6 and then we hit the 8, then we hit the 9, we hit 3 numbers, but none of them were hit twice, we then regress down to the initial bet. So let's go ahead and continue on. Let's try to hit a 6 for the second time. That's an 11. That's a 4. I still hear David saying hands high. Let's take that all the way down. Okay, our last number was a 4. We don't have any money on the 4. Another 4. And this is a pretty raw video. I'm kind of thinking through it as I go, so this is definitely not a finished product, but I may go ahead and post it just to explain it. Okay, there's the 6 for the second time, okay? So what do? Is we pull that down and regress down to 12. And now look, we have $49 in our rack. We've completely paid for the $44 initial bet. And David says when that happens, you are out of the hand. You have no more money invested in this roller, in this shooter. So the rest of the shooter's wins are basically won by using casino money. And that's what you want. So our bankroll is at $549. So we have $44 in. So if we hit a 7 right now, we would lose 44. That would take our bankroll down to 505, which would give you a profit. You'd be up $5. So you're playing with house money, you're playing with the casino money, you're playing with your winnings, however you want to call it. You now cannot lose. You cannot lose. You cannot go below your initial $500 bankroll. Okay? I don't want people putting comments in and saying, yeah, you can lose. You could lose your winnings. Okay, yes, you're right. You could lose your winnings. You can't lose any of your initial bankroll, or you can't lose your starting bankroll. Let's put it that way. So let's go ahead and continue. We still have shooter 1. Let's go ahead and continue rolling. There's a 3. There's no help. So this is my first time I'm using PowerPoint to record my screen. So there's a 7 out. So I'm hoping the quality is good. I'm hoping the audio is good. So we'll see. So anyway, that's the end of shooter 1. Shooter 1 rolled 8 times, and then it rolled the 5. That's about average, right? 7, 8 times, we hit a 7. We came out of that roll with a $5 win. Let's go ahead and try this again with shooter number 2. And I'm just going to put my cursor way up here on top to see that I am still recording. And I'm at 8 minutes and 45 seconds. Okay. Let's go ahead and get a come out roll. Let's establish a point. 7 on the come out is a winner on the pass line, which we're not playing a pass line bet. This is another strategy where either you let someone else roll and you wait for the point to be established. But if you were going to roll the strategy, you would have to put a bet on the pass line or the don't pass line. Another 7. Okay, let's get those 7s out of the way now. The only thing I can't figure out, a third 7. The only thing I can't figure out is how to get rid of these bars at the top. If I say full screen, it's going to full screen. It's going to make Crapsy fill my entire screen. I still want to see this text on the right that explains the strategy. But it would be nice to fill the screen that I've got here for Crapsy all the way, and I don't know how to do that. Don't know if I can do it. I'm using Windows 10, an old version of Windows. So I am limited to some of the things that I can do with this computer. Okay, there's a 5. We're going to go ahead and mark the 5. Our initial setup is 44 inside. Highlight the $5 chip inside 2 times. I've got $44 placed on the 5, 6, 8, and 9. I'm going to roll and hopefully get an inside number. Well, there's a 5. That's an inside number. That $10 pays 14. We power press that up to 25. Let's see if I can do it the easy way. I've got my 6 and 8 locked in. I've got the $5. So let's go ahead and click 3 times. I'm at 25. The point goes off because that was our point. The puck goes off. So I want these bets off. Okay. Those bets are off. We're going to go ahead and try another come out roll. Get a point established. There's a 7. That's why we put our pucks. That's why we put our bets off on the come out roll, because we want to avoid that 7 out. There's an 11. Another 7. Well, let's get all those 7s out of the way. A 3. There's another craps number. Not going to help us. Okay, there's a 10. So the puck will move to the 10. We've already hit the 5 once. So if we hit the 5 again, we will regress down, hence the word double tap. That will be our second hit. Let's go ahead and try to hit the 5. Excuse me. There's the 6. That pays $14. Let's go ahead and power press that up to 30. And if you look at my notes here, so 5 and 9 go to 25, 6 and 8 get power pressed to 30. So when in doubt, just kind of glance over to the right, and I've got everything set there. Okay, there's the 6 again. That's the second hit on the 6. So we are going to regress these bets back down. If you're using your mouse, I'm right-clicking to go down. I'm left-clicking to go up. Okay. All right, one more shooter. There's an 8. Puck moves to the 8. Oh, I'm sorry. We're still on a shooter. We're still on the same shooter. That pays 14. So we're going to go ahead and power press that up to 25. I'm sorry, it's a 30. That's an 8. Power press it up to 30. Still shooter 2. This is the 14th roll. Okay, there's a 5. So we'll press that up to 25. So now, if we hit a 5, if we hit an 8, or if we hit the 6 or 9, if we hit any number, we're either going to hit the 5 or the 8 for the second time and regress down, or we're going to hit a 6 or 9, and that'll be our third number, but none of them 2 times, will regress down. So our next number, we're going to regress down. So I think David even mentioned this is a great beginning strategy to also kind of get you introduced into the money management. So you want to lock in your profits when you can. So there's our third hit. So instead of power pressing this up to 25 like that, we now have 3 hits. We're going to regress these back down to our initial bet. And we're still on shooter 2. I wish I knew this when I went to the casino for the first time. I would have played this one. Of course, though, when I go to the casino, they roll 0.7s all the time. Okay, that's a 9. We're going to go ahead and power press that up to 25. And there's the 9 again. We'll regress it back down, lock in those profits. And there's the point 10. So the puck goes off. Shooter 2 is still shooting, but we need to establish a new point. So those bets are off. There's a 12. We need a point. There's a 7. That's on the come out. That doesn't hurt us. Another 7. That's roll number 29. Looks like we're going to probably end this one right here with a 5. So the point goes to the 5. We've rolled 30 times. These are not contract bets, so we can take them down. We rolled the 7 8 times, but every time we rolled it, the puck was off, so it did not hurt us. We started with 500, we ended with 662. Net profit of 162 on a very, very basic strategy called double tap, and that comes from Casino Quest. So I'm going to end it here. I want to see how good this quality is and whether or not this is a format that I want to continue with, where I have the strategy over here on the right. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day.